I call this special board meeting of the Cleveland ISD School District to order on April 22nd at 6 p.m. If you will please join us. Coach Searle is going to lead us in opening remarks, and Mr. Sampson's going to lead us in the pledges.
Good evening, board members, colleagues, and members of the school community. Tonight, I stand before you with a heavy heart as we discuss the implementation of a reduction in force within our district. This is one of the most difficult decisions any school system can face, and I want to begin by acknowledging the profound impact this moment has on our staff, our students, and our entire community. Our clerical teams, support staff, and administrators are the very heartbeat of this district. Your dedication, your passion, and your unwavering commitment to our students day in and day out have not gone unnoticed. You have gone above and beyond to serve, to uplift, and to inspire, and for that I offer my deepest and most sincere thanks. Please know that this decision was not made lightly. It follows months of thoughtful deliberation, careful analysis, and deep sense of responsibility to protect the long-term stability of our district while keeping student success at the center of all we do. We fully recognize the personal and professional toll this may have on many of you. That's why we are committed to walking this path with you, providing every support and resource we can to ease this transition. To those directly impacted, please hear this. You are valued, you are appreciated, and you have made a lasting impact on the lives of our students and our families. Your work has mattered and will continue to matter far beyond today. We will continue to stand by you in the days ahead, ensuring you receive the respect, dignity, and support you so rightfully deserve. Thank you.
Dear Cleveland ISD community, as your board president, with a heavy heart, I stand with you today on behalf of the Cleveland ISD Board of Trustees to address one of the most difficult decisions we have faced initiating a reduction in force within our school district. Please know this decision was not made lightly. Each name, each position affected represents a life dedicated to our children, to our mission, and to the heartbeat of our schools. We understand the gravity of this action and the weight it carries, not only for those directly impacted, but for every student, family, colleague, and community member who walks beside them. We are in a season of unprecedented financial challenges that have forced us to take steps we never imagined. Declining state funding, rising operational costs, and shifting enrollment numbers have left us with no alternative but to make extremely difficult cuts. And though these decisions are rooted in financial responsibility, we recognize they carry an emotional and personal toll that cannot be measured in dollars. To the employees whose roles have been impacted, you are not just workers. You are mentors, nurturers, advocates, and champions for children. Your contributions have not gone unnoticed. You have helped shape futures, and that legacy can never be taken away. We are truly grateful for your dedication, and we commit to supporting you through this transition in every way we can. To our families and students, please know that we remain steadfast in our commitment to educational excellence. Our love for your children and our vision for their future has not wavered. We will continue to do all we can to ensure stability, support, and high-quality learning environments, even in the midst of change. To our community, we ask for your grace, your compassion, and your continued partnership. This is not the story we wanted to write, but it's a chapter we must navigate together. And with your support, we believe we can emerge stronger, more united, and even more determined to serve every student with equity, love, and excellence. This is a painful moment, but not a defining one. The heart of Cleveland ISD still beats strong, and together we will move forward with hope. And I read this message with the deepest respect and empathy from your school board.
Were there any public comments?
All right, we have a handful of people who would like to address the board tonight. I'm going to call them up in no particular order. When you come to speak, please introduce yourself. Remember that you have 3 minutes, and the board cannot respond to you this evening. Our secretary is going to keep time for us and let you know when you have 1 minute left. Mr. Tim Hoy.
I just want to share my career in Cleveland ISD, 31 years overall. And my career in CISD as well, 2009, decided on I just left being ISD where I was people not in the middle school, which in 2007, 2008 was only military arrangements. I spent 3 years in the president in the central office. The central office, I was only military site superintendent. I want to enhance the system since 2012. The beginning, our HR department was much smaller, only 2 people at the time, so I learned to very green system. I also need a new teacher training. I was given the task of adding students to our online program this past time. It was only first started as a prototype after a couple of weeks. Luckily, we only had 2 to 3 online programs, but it was still 3 to 4 hours every time we have to manipulate myself. The time graduated, not really people could. So I went to Dr. Myers and got approval of the first lesson single sign-on for the first time. We were able to link this to our SIS, and we automatic update. Now we're responsible for the 40 online programs in the class. When Marty Cole retired as assistant superintendent, I was tasked with school safety. I completed 4 different school safety audits for the district, one of them during the COVID pandemic. I was also tasked with completing civil rights data. I'll spend time sharing district librarian duties. While working with the librarians, I implemented overdrive online library system with facilities trustees today. Before we had a district nurse, I shared a nursing leave and ran a chaplain position. Although I'm no longer a cadet, I still use and apply my knowledge and skill set today. During my time with the nursing staff, I saw a lack of CPR training staff in the district.
1 minute warning.
Elizabeth Moss, Valerie Burking, and Video and I all came to CPR instructors on death penalty. We were trained to use death CPR. Transportation was painful at the time. We took over that. In the first few days in office every year, we trained public transportation. Had no problem. Throughout my entire time since March, I've been an instructor. With Paul Proclamation since 2015. All the instructors here will come to the warehouse. We recently got a shelving there.
Time.
I got text messages from other staff members letting me know I would not have a job.
Thank you, Mr. Hoy. Next, we have Forrest, and I'm not sure of the last name. Land, Mr. Land, thank you.
Wasn't sure if I was going to make it or not, but we made it. All right. Good evening, esteemed board members, Ms. Superintendent, and citizens of Cleveland ISD. For those of you who do not know me, I am Forrest Land. I am a graduate of Cleveland ISD and have served in the city and in the district for over 15 years. I'm here before you today to discuss the necessity of the positions that are on your ballot to be removed from our district due to a reduction of force. Not only are many of these positions necessary for the district to thrive, but are necessary for student welfare, and isn't that what we are here for? Director of Post-Secondary Instruction is a necessary position because they ensure that our students are meeting the requirements to move on past the secondary level. Coordinator of Health Services position ensures that the district is not only in compliance with health standards, but also the state and federal Department of State Health Services. The district testing coordinators are vital to meet state and federal requirements for district testing purposes. Also, our Gear Up Counselor is a federally grant-funded program, which is considerable because I'm not sure why this is on the ballot if it's covered by a grant. Many of these positions are vital to the effective implementation of learning and safety here at Cleveland ISD, and I feel that a lot of other positions could have been under the ballot than some of these that are on this list. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Land. Christina Cohen.
My name is Christina Keene. Sorry, my handwriting's a little off. CISD Board of Directors, I'm Christina Keene, an AMT for Santa Fe Middle School Nurse Clinic. I am wanting to talk to you about the possible resolution of the coordinator of nursing and health position. There are many reasons why this is going to hinder our way of operating greatly. Having a coordinator gives us the safety of knowing we have someone that we can go to quickly in regards to medical issues, and they will be aware. Gives us safety knowing that we have someone that we can go to quickly in regards to medical issues, and they will be aware as to what we are able to do per our scope of practice. Since being employed with CISD, Lacey Green is the second person I've worked under who has had this position. She has gone above and beyond, always for her staff. She does so much more than I'm sure any of y'all are aware of. There are many people that do not understand what goes on a daily basis in our clinics. Like I stated, I am at Santa Fe Middle School, so I will only speak with the knowledge there. We start receiving students as early as they start getting off the bus. We deal with students that have medical issues, sick, headaches, mental problems, all kinds of stuff that we deal with at our schools, as do all the other schools. We perform vision, hearing, scoliosis, AN screens. This is one way that we comply with the state. This is one way that we can ensure our students are staying in school learning. They're able to read, they're able to hear. Some other things that we do is in the position, if this position is moved to something we've thought about, we don't know what's going to happen. Is if the RN is deemed on site to do this, the RN is going to have a hard time performing all these tasks. We are nonstop in a computer and paper working with kids. It's like a nonstop situation in our clinics, and I encourage y'all to come out and look at our clinics. It is a responsibility to ensure that our students are compliant with vaccinations. We have to look at every single student that attends our school's vaccinations and ensure that they are compliant. If their parents do not want them compliant, they have to sign a letter and register it with the state of Texas. We have to have the original form on site in order to do that. When we have our students there, it is also important that we have them in process when we got a lot of students that come in from out of the country, and we watch their vaccinations and we assure that they get those vaccinations when they get them and need them properly so that they're not over-vaccinated, and that does happen, unfortunately, to some of our students. In conclusion, if this position is taken away from our district, there are many reports that have done after school ends that must be done. You know, the state reports have to be turned in, all the stuff about our vaccinations, our screenings, everything that we do And if someone that is not of the medical background is doing these reports, they're probably not going to know what they're looking at or understand our our verbiage and our medical forms, because a lot of people don't understand a lot of the big words that we have to use. Currently, Lacey has executed above and made this job that I have that I love. I come from a 911 service of 30-plus years working on an ambulance.
Time.
Managing. So she's amazing.
Thank you, Ms. King. Next, we have Lacey Green.
How's that? Is that good? Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm gonna have to read notes because, so good evening, Superintendent and Board. I understand the district is facing financial challenges, and I respect the difficulty of your decisions that you must make. Still, we must weigh the long-term consequences, especially when it comes to the health and safety of our students. We must ensure they receive the care they need when they need it while meeting our legal and ethical responsibilities. I was surprised to learn that my position was under consideration for reduction, particularly given the specialized licensure and credentials it requires, which cannot be substituted or fulfilled by anybody without the same qualifications. I only became aware when a staff member texted me a screenshot of tonight's agenda. In a school setting, I've often found that there are misunderstandings about the depth of the nursing responsibilities and the regulations we must follow. Our work extends well beyond what's outlined in TEA, and it's certainly well beyond ice packs and Band-Aids. As outlined by the Texas Board of Nursing, it is my legal and ethical duty as a registered nurse to advocate for my patients. With 25 years of nursing experience, I take this responsibility seriously. I am committed to protecting the license and safe practice of every nurse in this district, but most of all, I'm an advocate for our students. The nursing administrator role is critical to maintaining the safety, legal compliance, and clinical integrity of our health services. It violates professional standards for a non-clinical individual to direct nurses or oversee programs impacting nursing services. Due to its complexity and regulatory importance, the Texas Department of Health defines this role as one that must be held by an experienced district-level RN. This role is distinct from a campus nurse. It provides district-level clinical and administrative oversight that cannot be added to the nurses already delivering direct care. I manage policy development, staff training, mandated screenings, immunization compliance, reporting, agency coordination, and much more. I am also the only person legally qualified to evaluate nursing practice. A key part of my role is
1 minute
ensuring every
warning.
student, regardless of their medical need, can learn in the least restrictive environment with health supports that preserve academic access. Under the Nurse Practice Act, only a licensed RN can make or direct clinical decisions. Anyone without a license who attempts to direct, guide, or influence nursing judgment may be engaging in the unauthorized practice of nursing, a legal violation, even if it's unintentional. Just as the police department needs law enforcement with credentials, student health services require oversight by a licensed healthcare professional. Anything less puts students, staff, and the district at risk. School nurses face higher litigation risk due to the unique standards of our role, often being the only licensed medical professional on site. Our work goes well beyond care. It's about safeguarding every student's health, safety, and future.
Thank you, Ms. Green. Next, we have Rebecca Ashley.
Good evening, board members. My name is Rebecca Ashley, and I've had the privilege of being a teacher in Cleveland ISD since the very beginning of my career. I came into this district straight out of college, young, hopeful, and full of dreams about the kind of educator I wanted to be. And early on, when I was still trying to find my footing, I met Mary Giles. I didn't know it then, but that moment would become one of the most defining in my career. Over the years, Mrs. Giles has been more than a colleague. She has been a mentor, a cheerleader, and sometimes even a lifeline. Not just for me, but for so many others. She has lifted me up as a teacher, encouraged me as a mom, and supported me as a person when I didn't think I could keep going. There have been moments, more than I can count, when I've questioned if I could keep doing this work. I've cried from exhaustion, from pressure, from the weight of feeling like I was failing the very students I came here to serve. I've wondered if I was good enough, strong enough, or even capable of being the teacher I wanted to be. but Miss Giles always saw something in me, even when I couldn't see it in myself. She never brushed off my struggles. She sat with me in the hard moments. She listened. She said, "I get it." And then she helped me get back on my feet. Every time I thought about giving up, she was the one who reminded me why I started. She's the reason I'm still here. When I told her I wanted to go back to school and earn my master's degree, she didn't hesitate. She looked at me and said, "Let's do it," and she meant it. She helped me with the process, cheered me on, and celebrated every small win. Not for her own gain, but because she believed in me. And she always believed in my future here in Cleveland ISD. Mrs. Giles has done this over and over for so many teachers. She gives her time, her energy, and her heart because she knows that supported teachers build stronger classrooms, and stronger classrooms build a better future for our kids. There have been times I've thought about leaving to be closer to home and to seek something new. And each time she would tell me, "I'll support whatever you decide, but Ashley, the grass isn't always greener on the other side." And the kids in Cleveland deserve the best teachers too. She wasn't trying to convince me to stay. She was simply speaking from a place of deep love and loyalty for this district, for its teachers, and for every single student in it. I know we are facing hard decisions right now. I know no one is safe from cuts, but I have to ask, can we truly afford to lose someone who has given 24 years of her life and her heart to Cleveland ISD? Mary Giles is more than a name on a staff list. She's the reason many of us stayed. She's the reason many of us became the teachers we are today. And I believe with all my heart, we still need her. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Miss Ashley. Douglas Green.
I'm Douglas Green. I live here in Cleveland. Superintendent and Board, I am here tonight to speak directly on the matter that affects us all, our productive health and well-being of the students and staff. I am specifically referring to the Board agenda item addressing the planned reduction in force to the position of Coordinator of Nursing and Health Services at Cleveland. Unlike the positions listed on the agenda, this position supports the needs of all 12,500 plus students here. This position was originally created in 2021 following the COVID pandemic. With Cleveland ISD's rapid growth and continuous rise in numerous ailments and diseases, this position is crucial to the continued efforts to keep all staff and students safe and healthy. Our campus RNs are only responsible for the immediate care and triage and oversight of the students on their campus. And the workload alone with our overcrowded campuses keeps all of our campus nurses extremely busy. The Coordinator of Nursing and Health is vital to providing the ongoing requirements and communication and mandates that come with the local school districts from the Texas Department of Health Services, an organization that specifically defines on its state website the importance of a school district having a Director or Coordinator of Health Services. When the school district faces crises such as COVID, fentanyl use, students with suicide, influenza outbreaks, communicable diseases, and other distractions from the learning environment, the Coordinator of Nursing in Cleveland ISD has always been the first point of contact from the Texas Department of Health Services. Most recently, during the 23-24 fentanyl use crisis in Cleveland, the Coordinator of Nursing worked tirelessly and endlessly to create partnerships with the Texas A&M Opioid Task Force, the Memorial Hermann Systems and Support System, local counseling and support personnel, communicating with the Cleveland community at town hall meetings. The direct and focused approach combined with the community and town hall meetings, this school district faced no serious fentanyl overdoses. There are many districts who do not have such a dedicated person or position for a person to coordinate such actions, which also often led to a less desirable outcome for the community. So I ask you as the board to do what you were first and foremost elected to do, and that's protect what's best for our children in their education, their safety, and their health. Eliminating this position is not what's necessary and needed for our students or the 32 nurses and clinical aides that you employ. And I'm most confident that the majority of this community will emphasize with my feelings and requests. And I'll leave you with this passage from our new superintendents.
Time.
Well, our mission is to support the education and student health Evidence shows that when schools address students' health needs, they can perform better as students. And that's from our new superintendent's prior school.
Thank you, Mr. Green. Next, we have Mary Giles. Sorry, I'm recuperating from the last previous. Good evening, board, trustees. My name is Mary Giles. I have proudly served Cleveland ISD for nearly 24 years. This last year, I guided apprentice teachers in their growth in our Grow Our Own program, and this year, in addition to monitoring their progress and their current role, I've overseen the resident teachers this year. Last semester, I had a 100% retention rate of the resident teachers in this district who were fully certified. Why am I here? Last Thursday, while I was on protected FMLA, I learned that my position is recommended for reduction tonight. I respect the board's right to reorganize, yet I believe this recommendation was made without a full perspective of the program's value, its compliance requirements, and the timing implication. This program delivers 300-plus apprentice teachers monitored for their growth towards certification, 100% staffing for all district classrooms day one, mentor network of every campus that meets the new TEA SBEC rules that fall into effect this fall, a cost-effective talent pipeline that serves the district significantly money-wise. And due to electronic tracking this year that I implemented, that allowed us to identify apprentice teachers who had been in the program for more than 4 years, 3 and 4 years that had just been simply riding the money. Simply put, this program fills classrooms, lifts student achievement, and saves taxpayer dollars through our Grow Our Own model and elimination to rehire and retain teachers annually. Due process and fair concerns. This position appears on tonight's agenda while I was on approved medical leave, raising possible FMLA interference issues. I have not received written justification. I learned about this, like others, through someone else who read it in the board agenda. I was also asked to complete a task while I was in FMLA, which on a normal basis, I would not have had a problem doing, except for it was my vision and I could not do so. I am not here for litigation, but to request transparency and ensure the board has all the facts before voting. My request, table this item for the board to another cycle. A cost-benefit review of keeping the staff in their current position versus spreading this out through the department as it has done before, allowing apprentice teachers to go without being held accountable for completing their certification. You said time or a minute? Yes, ma'am.
Time.
Thank you, Ms. Giles.
Thank you.
Next, we'll have the budget production presentation by Karen Billingsley.
Which way do you do it? This way?
Okay, Dr. Alex and the board. I'm here to give a short reminder of what we've discussed in some previous meetings and the overview for the need to reduce our budget. So our current financial status is that for the 24-25 current year, we have an amended general fund budget of $157,683,164. We adopted a deficit of $8,135,468, and then we had some amendments that we did affecting fund balance, which added another $945,000, which equals the adjusted deficit of $9,075,468. We are currently 598 students below the projected enrollment that was provided to us by the demographers, which will result in approximately another $5.2 million less than current year state revenue. If we spend all of the budgeted funds and realize the loss in the state funding for 24-25, we could potentially reduce our fund balance by $14.3 million this year. As a reminder, Cleveland ISD also is no longer the fastest growing district in the state, so we will take a hit on our fast growth allotment also. We must take measures now to reduce our budget for 25-26 to ensure that going forward we can sustain any increases in expenses such as utilities, fuel, and insurance, which we have no control over, and any future raises for staff. We must be good stewards of taxpayers' money. So the risk indicators are that if we do nothing, if we stay status quo, our fund balance will be depleted within 5 years. Our reserve levels can drop between the 3-month requirement in less than 2 years. We will be labeled a going concern in our audit report. Our first rating will decline, and this could open us up to increased TEA oversight. Thank you.
At this time, I'm going to call a brief recess for the board to go into executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code Subchapter D, Section 551.074. It is 6:33.